Rightio. Well, that's set up. Now let's go to race 2. Okay, and start and ride. Turn you down. Rightio. This is going to be a tough race. Top 20 would be amazing here. So many hitters. Rightio. Just check, make sure OBS is working. Seems to be. Oof. For a second I thought I wasn't moving. That guy wasn't spinning his legs. So much stress in these things. Setting up the stream. Rightio. Well, let's drink before the pain. Start fast and I'm just going to be fast in the middle. Fast in the end. I'll just hope I make it over these first bumps. The rollers. Hopefully these quick peaks just want to rest until the sprint. Feather, damn it. I don't need XP. Hey Mick and David. Yeah, no power up. I got one after the hill. I need to get myself some glasses for strength. These ones always fall down. Yeah, 7 kilometres, that's right. And there's 2 races. Paris is after this. Guys, much faster than me in this group. Well, I read in that graph. Hopefully after 10 minutes it settles down. How's sound for everyone? Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. try hitting the live button. I've only got about 3 or 4 seconds, I think. Oh shit, I'm on the front. What am I doing? Rightio. Give me a feather. Definitely good power. Well, good, there's this power. If I can finish, Mick, don't get dropped. Got to go after that reverse KOM. There are some guys with 6 watts for 20 minutes. Too many of this grip. Feather, yes. Getting hot. I got my new band of climbers clothes. Only 3.5 kilometres till rest. That's the idea. David, short race. And then Paris after this. 1 lap. Here we go, do the momentum. Oh, some rest. Yeah, Mick. I need to wear blue. I've got white ones, but they don't look so good. Rightio. Further on the steep. Got to remember to turn my phone on the silent. Stream. I think it's going to stay together. Oh, we go left here. Didn't know that. Good, but fine. Stay together, guys. Use my power up. Alright, bring me to the front, guys. Where's my super tuck? Thank you. Where's the super tuck? Don't look at the screen. What happened to the super tuck? Alright, next race. Rightio. I played myself on that one. I was expecting a super tuck, and I got something else. 40-second. Yeah, 15 minutes recovery exactly. I've already pre-joined Mick, so I'm at the front of the line. I joined up after joining this race. No, super tough. Yeah. Got a lab rack graph there. My 1 second was the same as my 10 minutes, so lab rack stuff. Yeah, Mick, I thought it was going around, I should have realised because it was so short. I thought it was going around the back of the hilly KOM. So I was relying on that section of the road for everyone to ease up. Otherwise it would have gone harder, that first little punch. But then, it wasn't too bad. Wasn't going to win, but I had a half decent position at the back of the group. But the super tuck just didn't kick in. I have to look at the tape to see why. Next one's 1 lap at Paris with a bit of a lead in. This is the one I really want to do. I want to practice the sprint for the ZRL. Against these guys, if I can get a top 20, I'll be happy. Yeah. Exactly, Mick. If I just hung on down that hill, I might not have got top 20, but I would have been knocking on the door. I didn't do much of a warm-up. This is basically my warm-up for the next race. $338. Yeah. That's pretty much was me going full gas though, Mick. Those little inclines. I mean, I had a little bit left over, but it's no use getting up the climbs if you've got nothing for the sprint. You're sitting duck. So I was just trying to position myself for a top 20. Anything above that would have been a massive bonus. But this is what these races are for. It's just me getting my positioning right in the pack, trying to read the field. Because I'm neither a sprinter nor a climber. So I've got to do everything right. Can't rely on just having a big strength in one area. How good was that ZRL race on, well, you guys for Tuesday, me for Wednesday? You're smashing it, Mick. Your team just dominates on the climbs. If you get that TT of yours organised, you're unstoppable. I think our teams, well, I think we've overperformed, but at the same time, I think we underestimated what we had in the TT, especially in the first round. I went way too hard in that last TT because we thought we weren't as strong as we were. But then I just got hammered by the rest of the team when they did their pulls because they're all so strong. You couldn't recover. Next race, I'll drop back down to 30 seconds. We'll be faster that way. That's the fun thing about doing these races though, is that because it's a series, everything matters. I get cranky if I do something bad in the race, because I know that next week it's affected. Whereas one of these races, not getting the super tuck, it's annoying, but move on to the next race. But when you get everything right, like we did last race, it's great. good seeing the team go over the line. Plus also it was good having teammates that were in front of me, so I could just draft off the other team, let them do the chasing. You can imagine how many teams are going to have next series, Mick. Poor old Lord's going to have thousands of riders to deal with. We could probably all run our own series. Certainly in A grade we probably get 5 teams together, run against ourselves. Yeah, I'm kind of glad the TTs are flat though, because it makes it real hard when you've got to go up hills and organise a team. Plus we haven't got a DS, because we've got Spanish speakers and one English, me. At the beginning of the series I was actually thinking of not doing the TTTs because of the communication factor, because they can all talk to each other as they're riding. Out of breath, of course, but they can at least say words. Whereas I have to go through Ali, and of course our last TT, he had an internet dropout, which was weird because he was still streaming, but he didn't have Discord or Zwift. So I didn't realise he'd been dropped. So I was waiting for my turn after him, and he wasn't there, and I was trying to work out where he was. Of course, he was so far behind after he dropped out. Took me a while to figure out. Not that I could have done much because I was buggered, but still created a bit of disharmony for a while. Yeah, ole, ole, ole. Yeah, it's good going to AMIC because it's harder. The problem with when I was in B, you always wondered if the person was a sandbagger, or you saw someone who should be in A, but they didn't. Like I'm doing well in A races and not even breaking the cat limits for a B racer. There's no way a B racer could do what I do, because you don't do that. You don't do 20 minutes efforts in a lot of races. Anyway, but in this ride. Next one. How's the MPA chart going? That's probably going a bit strange in my stream. Let's see, is that... What's that look like? There we go. Okay, so that MPA number is a Z metric. So in theory, if I was to go as high as I could right now, I'd be able to do 1291 watts. But that's, realistically, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'd be able to do 1250 or so, but definitely not 1291. But as it goes down from fatigue, you'll see it drop. And so it's basically, at any moment, that's what I can do. So say if it gets down to 400, I can only just do over my threshold. It'll keep dropping, So as you sprint, you notice that you do 1,000 watts and it drops down 900, 800. That's what the MPA will do. But being that I'm streaming, obviously it's going to my computer, so the metric's actually going to be about 4 or 5 seconds delayed, and then it's delayed onto the YouTube. It doesn't really matter because you'll see my metrics. It's not delayed anyway, but you'll see in the sprint at the end, it'll be delayed. So after I go over the line, it'll still come down. So it's not really that useful for racing, I find, but it's very useful for after a race to see how close you got to your maximum. Okay, everything's still running good. What have we got? 9 minutes of effort or so. Just stop drinking that Coke. And they're all full. Hope the sound's alright. Don't tell me it's going to be longer, Mick. Should have told me it's shorter. I wouldn't have known anyway. Different anyway. It's all about when do we go after that last turn. If I'm still anywhere near it. Near the front. Okay. Going on either I'm going harder or people aren't just keen this race. Good for me. Let's see if anyone slingshots through now. Definitely more tired legs in this one. Oh yeah, it is a long lead in. Downhill, under the bridge and back. Make sure I'm not getting sticky right up to here. Last race I got up in front. That hill. I think it was a hill. Not concentrated. Volume's too high, okay. Yep. Is that better? Rightio. Get some momentum down this hill. Roll up top. Don't hit the front, don't hit the front. It's good. Yeah. I had it pretty low before, I think. But then I turned it up last race because it didn't seem that loud. Thanks for the heads up, Mick. Rightio. How couldn't I be a Z power? This is what I like about ZRL. No, there's no Z. Now, what do I want? Feather or arrow? Wouldn't mind a steamroller to see how that goes. Don't think they got in there. It's not too bad on this course. It's going to be hell sprinting up this. Next week. I never liked Paris, it's like riding in the jungle. Not as bad, but for someone like me who's a wheel sucker, I'm disadvantaged. Okay, hit the fan just before the banner. Yes. Unless I'm getting dropped. There's that turnaround at the top. Always feels like you're losing the draft. It's tough. Need to save a bit of energy. A bit of a braking. I'm going to get stuck on the wrong side of it. Okay, do I save the arrow? Actually, there's only one. Not my banners, is there? Only the finish. Got the arrow, it's good. Pack's definitely split. Maybe might be a bigger fan for this one. They were still driving at the front. Mad. Don't want to get too much further back. Yeah, top 40 here. Just gotta make sure I don't mess up this section. Even if I make it with this group, I think there may be about 40 riders. Definitely go long on the sprint, because I'm not hitting the front, that's for sure. Guys on much better 1 minute power will go longer. I'll just try and hang on to what I got. But as I said, this is a test case for next week. Oh, there we go, MPA's picked up now. So 1188. Lost a bit of top end power so far. Hopefully it updates live. I have to keep pressing the other window out of our OBS. Don't think it is though. Let's see. So it's gone back to 1195. Let's see. Oh well. Figure it out another day. All you gotta know is I'm not gonna be hitting this sprint with full power available. That's for sure. I don't want to be middle of the grip yet. I want to be at the back for the downhill. Let momentum carry me through the pack. I don't want to be stuck in a sticky draft situation. Of course, I don't want to fall off the back too much. Judge the effort, not hit the front. Okay, good placing. Let's try and stay around here. Pretty tightly packed here. Starting to wind up. Car's getting into position. Slow ramp. That was good. Sorry, next door neighbours. Top 10. Yeah. Damn it. Top 10. Hey, I beat Australia's second highest ranked Zwift power user. I think that's my first win over him. Free tag. See if I can pick up my MPA. We're recovering now. Yeah, it's recovered a bit. I'll have to look at it after the... So if I go into Zwift, I lose the live MPA. Problem is, I can't hit the power up. If I do this, don't trust using my app to press the power up. On the wrong side, got to get used to this opposite mirror thing. I'll do a full of it now. Put all my clothes back on. Look good for the cameras. My partner just messaged saying yay. She's not much of a Zwifter. I've got to get her a bike. She's got a bike, but it's an 8-speed town bike. So it's a pain in the butt. Put it on the trainer. Back pedal represent. I'll get out of this screen. Stay here. That was a real long lead out. I like those sprints though. Long hard sprints. Because I haven't got the top end of 10 seconds. I haven't really got the 1 minute, but I've got a bit more of 1 minute than other people. Plus if you hit the front too early, you go backwards. I don't ever hit the front. Yeah. Radio, graph time. $378. 583 for 1 minute. Not too bad. $197 after that long effort. Bodes well. $29 TSS, tough race. Critical power. What's going on with this? I think it must be taking the power from the, when you're in the pen. And then it's weird how Zwift does this thing where if you've been riding for 5 minutes really slow and then you do the last minute really fast, doesn't put it up here and then the other way around. Anyway, so what's that? 6 minutes. So 10 minutes, 277 doesn't really sit with 303. That graph's useless. Oh yeah, I'll chat to myself for a bit so I can test the sound settings later on. For those watching this later, I got my trainer difficulty at about 45%, so leave dislikes if you want. Not a real rider. not realistic. I'm using my Asioma Duos for power, so you can also say I should be using my trainer. I probably actually like to use my trainer because it's a Gen 1. Sometimes it overreads quite a bit. Doesn't do very good sprint power, but 20-minute power is usually a little bit higher sometimes, depending on the weather. If they sold a trainer that didn't have power meter for half the price of the current trainers, that's what I'd replace this with. I don't need a power meter. I just need a trainer. Guess the issue is that with trainers, they don't have power meters on them. They're just using algorithms. So the algorithm doesn't really cost anything for manufacturing, it's just the development. So I'm dreaming, wishing they'd release a much cheaper trainer, sans power meter. I could use the cheaper trainers that have very inaccurate power meters, I guess, but even they aren't cheap. Just hope my Gen 1 lasts for a lot longer. Because the Asioma Duos are going well. I'll be quite happy buying them again in a few years' time. Well, that'd be nice if they do upgrade them with something that, I don't know what you really need besides a smaller pod. Not even that, that's not even really an issue. Should I do a Chris Pritchard and start abusing you, Mick? Telling you all to go and get stuffed? All these are bloody cheaters in front of me. And after this I'll go on to Strava and start. I haven't done it so long for Strava. What do? You flagging, that's right, go and flag everyone's right on Strava. Maybe I should pick a fight with Shane Miller or... I'm not even going to mention that. I actually like Shane Miller. The other Australian that I'm not going to mention. Makes my blood boil when I see people mention him. And other YouTubers' streams that I like. I met Nick Zane and also Cycling Maven when I did the Giro della Donna. I met Nick Zane during the gravel Giro. I came across him and the woman that came third place, I think, going up a climb. So I hung with them for a bit and followed the good rider down, which was the woman, because she had a mountain bike. We both had our gravel bike, so we let her take the lead. We had a very funny moment as we came down the bottom of a climb. It looked like we had to keep going straight ahead and downhill. So we're all in our top gear. And then we saw the marshals pointing up a steep hill to the right. And because we're all on our hoods, on the brakes, it was very difficult to get to our shifters and brake effectively because we had to go from like 60 kilometers an hour on bumpy terrain. So braking was the priority. But the woman, she was on a mountain bike, so she just broke and shift gears and just zipped up the fire trail. Well, me and Nick grinded out our biggest gear up about a 16%. Probably wasn't 16%, but it felt like 16% climb. Almost fell off our bikes. I lost traction a couple of times. I think in Nick's video, he shows it. You can't hear me swearing at the bike, luckily. And then I saw Cycling Maven the next day, looking looking healthy. He zipped along on the flats, but then as soon as the climb started, I saw him vlogging, a very red face. Had a quick hello to him. But he did well to finish. He hasn't been riding much as far as I can see. It's a tough course. If you're ever in Melbourne, Australia, that time of year, definitely do the Giro della Donna. Giro della Donna. It's beautiful course. The good thing is on the Sunday race, it's neutralised, so you've got 3 sections. And in between those sections you can take as long as you want really, because you're going to finish the ride in the day. So you stop in the towns, have a coffee, meet up with your mates again. The gravel ride's a little bit more hectic. It's just start to finish. And that last descent, I mean, I don't like ride gravel. It was my second event. And I was very glad that I had 38mm tyres on that were tubeless. I would have stopped and lowered the pressures for that last descent if it wasn't a race. Also would have cleaned my glasses as well. But definitely check out Nick Zhang's video on YouTube for it. I can do a Chris Pritchard ride. I think I have ridden longer than the race. So that he's got viewers who are talking to him. I'm talking to myself. Hopefully on the outdoors riding I don't get as much sweat on the tummy. Like this kit. I wanted to get something lighter blue, probably like that blue, but they all sold out of my sites. But I've got plenty of blue kit because I've got 2 blue bikes. So I thought I'd go with something a bit more contrast. Rightio, what have we done? 25 minutes? I'm probably streaming for, does it say? Rightio. I've got to make sure I press stream after I say goodbye by a few seconds because it always seems to cut out the last bit. I can't copy Phil Lovett's outtake, well, sign out, but if I get more people watching, maybe we can make suggestions on my sign out. It's starting to get a bit choppy, so I better leave now. Alright, thanks for watching, and if you've been watching this when it's not live, leave a comment. Tell me how bad I am. Tell me what a knuckerhead I am. I want a few Chris Horner comments saying what I did wrong. I love it. Alright, catch you all later.